You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Mr. Charlie Touche, it is Tuesday. The Dolphins are coming off a bye, but you're wearing the victory visor, which is normally for when Dolphins win a game. So I'm not even going to do my normal intro. Why are you wearing the victory visor?
Bruh, did you not watch the football week this week? This is a victory, Holmes.
No, the Dolphins took a bye. I took a bye. I chose the time to catch up with life, spend some time with Hannah Montana before she goes to Mexico, and just general, obviously I know the results. But yeah, I didn't. Actually, no, that's a lie. I caught the Bengals. Who did the Bengals play? The
Texans.
Bengals. Yes, I caught the Bengals Texans game.
The CJ Stroud-led Texans.
Yes, that's a very interesting game. I watched that game, and then that was the only football I watched this weekend.
Listen, so I had the victory visor on because somehow, some way, Miami came out with another win. Like, it's wild. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond but across the world. I'm your boy Charlie Touche. I got my co-host Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Kadeem, the Miami Dolphins were on a bye and somehow added a game lead to the entire division. Somehow, some way. Bills lost.
Sorry.
Bills lost. Patriots lost. Paper planes lost. You about to say something?
I was doing the you said somehow, some way. And I was doing Snoop Dogg. Keep coming up with yes, like every single day, May.
Yeah. Bro, listen.
I had to.
Kadeem, bro. So I'm gonna be real with you. Bert had asked me something like a week ago. He was like, "Hey, can you go to a game if it's not the Dolphins playing? Like, let's say you got some free tickets to Atlanta versus the Bears. Would you go to the game?" And I told him, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be excited about going to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I would probably prefer a wing spot watching all the games as opposed to going to like a Bears Packers game or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Lambeau, just to say as a football fan, I went to Lambeau, but I would not be intrigued about another team's game, right? But I do understand the allure when it comes to overseas and international series. Like, let's not get that twisted. Like, 100%, there's going to be all kind of fans and all kind of jerseys, and I appreciate that as a American. You know what I'm saying? So, that's different. That's a whole different conversation. But as a Dolphin fan, like, you see people in the stadiums with their jersey, like, and the team's not playing. And that's probably how that happens. Like, well, somebody probably gave him tickets and he's not a fan of either team and he's wearing his jersey. Because if I ended up at this hyperbole Bears...
Hyperbole. No, hyperbole is the right word.
Hyperbole game. It's you see what I'm saying? Hyperbole is what you use, but this is the make-believe game.
So wouldn't it be hypothetical?
All right, hypothetical game. Let's do that. Let's do hypothetical. Like, this hypothetical game, I'm wearing my hypothetical jersey. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. So I'm late to bed yesterday. I did not even care to turn on the Broncos and Bills game because I was like, oh, Bills should probably win that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know it was coming on, honestly. I knew there was a game on last night, but I didn't know who it was because I knew I wasn't interested. I get to bed with 5 minutes left in the game, and it's a game on. Kadeem, it's a game. I'm like, get out of here. I need to be going to sleep, but I'll tune in. Kadeem, when I tell you it felt like a Dolphins victory, bro, it was a Dolphins victory, bro. And ultimately, Denver missed the field goal before they made the field goal. And I was like, I'm glad this ain't my team. And I wasn't mad. I wasn't high. I was like, of course. You know what I'm saying? But then they made the next one after a 12 men on the field penalty. And when I tell you, Kadeem, I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited. I wasn't like, oh, we won, whatever. It was after the fact on Dolphins Twitter is when I felt that, this feel like a Dolphin victory, bro. And that, in short, even though it was like 5 minutes, is why I had the victory visor on, bro.
Yeah, I think in terms of results going the Dolphins' way this weekend, we probably couldn't have asked for anything better. So I think the Dolphins, I think it's something like if the Dolphins win 5 of their remaining games and the Bills lose 2, then the Dolphins wrap up the AFC East. And if you look at the Dolphins and Bills' next 5 games, like the Dolphins have Raiders, Paper Planes, Black Friday, something like Washington. I saw each other. Do you know who's after Washington?
I don't know the order.
I think it's Tennessee,
right?
And then Jets.
So I don't know the order, but I know it's just twice: Raiders, Washington, and Tennessee. Shout out to Hammer. Fins up. I'm driving. Hammer, don't hurt him.
100%. So the order is Raiders this Sunday, Jets, Washington, Tennessee, and then Paper Planes. Sorry, and it's like the Bills have Chiefs, Eagles, and like Cowboys.
Yeah,
and so there's a situation where the AFC East could be wrapped up. Like hypothetically, the Dolphins beat. Actually, I think the Bills might be on a bye week. Not a fan really. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. Yeah. So shout out to Orlando Marvin says Finns win 6 of the 8, they're 12-5. Yeah. There's I guess some kind of possibility where the Dolphins beat the Paper Planes on Black Friday, and the Bills lose that game as well as the game they're going to play this week, and the AFC could be done. Like that's
so
done.
I got the Bills schedule up right now. They got the Paper Planes next. They got the Eagles after that. Then they have a bye. Then they have KC, Dallas, Chargers, New England, Miami. You can see 2 losses in there. But it's kind of like, can you just knock off KC for us on your way out the playoffs? Can you just knock us? Can you do us a solid on the way out? Since y'all not gonna be there anyway, can y'all help us out? You feel me?
It's kind of like I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know who I want to win between the Paper Planes and the Bills. I don't want the Paper Planes to get any kind of like momentum or anything heading into our game against them, even though I'm not really worried about them. But if the Paper Planes do beat the Bills, it's beard hair my mouth. If the Paper Planes do beat the Bills, you're kind of looking at it going, this is great, because Dolphins, obviously, go time Dolphins, but we are focused on the Dolphins. I'm sure Mike McDaniel and the rest of the team are looking at, listen, forget what Buffalo's doing, forget what everyone else is doing, focus on ourselves, and kind of go from there. So, yeah, obviously we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we're still focused on the Raiders. But yeah,
hold on. Before we turn the page to the Raiders, let me enjoy this just a little bit more, Kadeem, because I'm pretty sure there's some Dolphin fans enjoying this. The Bills lost, Paper Planes lost, Patriots lost, Ravens lost, Chargers lost. Shout out to Justin Herbert. Bengals lost. Jags lost. Titans lost. And shout out to Dolphins Twitter because I don't be on it, but people be hitting me up. So shout out to Nick Kerr for this one. There's only one quarterback in the NFL that has thrown 10 plus interceptions in each of the last 4 seasons. Do we have to say his name, Kadeem?
No, because I saw that stat earlier. It is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is running away with the turnover lead in the past 4 years. He's just running away. He wants it for himself, and he can have it. He had another 3 turnovers yesterday, 2 interceptions and a fumble. And this is another one. If Tua took his next 100 dropbacks and launched the ball into the stands, he would still have a higher passer rating than Zach Wilson and McCorkle Jones. The same McCorkle Jones who got benched in the 4th quarter with the game on the line for Bailey Zappi.
And then Bailey Zappi throws the interception. It's just like, yo, that franchise is down bad. Down really bad.
I love it, man. We could go ahead, Kadeem. I just, I know there's more people who's enjoying this than us. Shout out to Josh Kasker, you know what I'm saying? Because I hit him up on the app.
Wait, literally, as we was going on air, I'm literally on my Twitter. That's a conversation I stopped on. I stopped on the conversation of Charlie Touche and Josh Katzker. Shout out to Josh. I believe he is where did he say it? I think he's hosting the Dolphins Talk podcast today. So shout out to him, doing well on that. And yeah, obviously you know them, say my Dolphins, go follow them, go subscribe, tell them, go time Dolphins, set them, we love them over there. As Orlando says, Dolphins won without playing, and yes, Josh Allen is a bust. I hope Bills keep him. I don't think he's a bust per se.
Nah,
but I do.
Not a bust.
But I do think his trajectory when he first got Stephon Diggs, and he was playing out of his mind. He has kind of come crashing down to earth, and in the situation, Ken Dorsey is the one who lost his job. The Bills fired him. But this isn't Go Time Bills, it's Go Time Dolphins. Shout out to IMAX. Good evening, Go Time Dolphins, Kadeem, Charlie, and chat. Lee Connolly has a question. Before we get to Lee's question, before he types it, I've got a question for you, Charlie. Are the Miami Dolphins the favorite for the AFC East right now? You're on mute.
The consensus favorite or my favorite?
Go with both.
They were my favorite the whole season. I said we were going to win the AFC East. We're going to the Super Bowl. This is not just you're a Dolphin fan. Like, this is legit. This has been 4 years in the making. Shout out to any Go Time Dolphins fan that has the footage of one of the first week's episodes of Go Time Dolphins when I said Tua would win the Super Bowl in his rookie season, in his rookie contract. And we've said it, we might have to find some footage and just put a little compilation together. But this has been 4 years in the making, and this is the year. So I thought we were going to win this, the division this year. But the consensus, I'm going to say, I think now they might say, yeah, the Dolphins are going to win the division. It wasn't like that at the beginning of the season. Like they still had, people still had the Bills, and then you find a little sprinkles of people who call themselves being adventurous, taking the Dolphins winning the division when it's not that adventurous. Like, bro, we here.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins, according to stats and statistics and all that kind of stuff, I think they have, essentially after the latest game week, there's like a 94% chance that the Dolphins make the playoffs, and like an 87 or like mid-80s% chance that the Dolphins win the division. So I think everything is in their favor. However, they need to take care of business, win the games that they need to win, and kind of go from there. So
yeah, and you talking about winning games you need to win. The next 5 is going to put you in the conversation of a lot of things if you come off with these next 5 out of order. I don't know the order, but you got Paper Planes twice again.
So it's Raiders this week, Paper Planes Black Friday, Commanders, Tennessee, Paper Planes.
Like you got to handle business, and once you do that, you hope for maybe a loss somewhere for KC, because the 1 seed is still in reach, bro. Like it's not just, oh, we lost to KC and we're out of the 1 seed. Like, yo, the 1 seed is still in reach. I know you about to get to the comments real quick, but this, and then you say you stopped on my tweet with Josh Kasker. I'm like, oh, what's the conversation? You know what I'm saying? Contender, pretender. Denver beat KC. Denver beat Buffalo. Are they contenders now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Denver's a contender. But what is a contender and a pretender? Like, I don't think the Dolphins have to win against Baltimore, because I think we got Baltimore at the end of the season. I think we got Dallas before. I think we got Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo in that order. So we played Dallas, and it's going to be the same conversation. If they don't win now, they're not contenders, and yet we're going to be the 1 or 2 seed, but we're not contenders. Like, and we had the second hardest schedule other in the league this year, but everybody's going to tell you what they're going to tell you. You feel me? So
yeah, it's so Orlando Marvin says if we lose this division, it's our fault, no excuse. I think I'm kind of there with,
100%.
yeah, like
100%.
even though the Bills are currently like a game and a half, our schedule, the teams we've got to play, like, don't get me wrong, I would much rather play the Raiders before they fired Josh McDaniel. The Raiders right now look like they're kind of feeling a bit frisky, but at the same time, it's if we can't beat Aiden McDonald or McConnell, whatever his name is, then again we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at the team and go, really, what are we doing? The
You don't
paper
even know
planes.
his name.
I know it's Aiden, just McDonald or McConnell.
Aiden O'Connell.
O'Connell. Yeah, see, I think that completely wrong. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. We'll get into each individual matchup on Go Time Dolphins, on the previews, all that kind of stuff. So Lee's question is: if Bills had won, would Dorsey be fired? Personally, I think, say the Broncos missed that, or the Broncos missed that field goal. If that stuck, I still think they were going, you know what, this offense has basically hit a wall. Something needs to give. You're not going to fire Sean McDermott right now. You're not going to fire. You're not going to, bench Josh Allen. So I think he probably would have been fired. But it's also one of those things where, and Lee, in football in the UK, once you get that vote of confidence and you're kind of going on a game-to-game basis, in my opinion, just fire them. If you need to win, or if the Bills need to put up 40 points and Josh Allen needs to go 22 for 25 with 4 touchdowns for Ken Dorsey to keep his job, it's pointless, because it's always going to be a week where he does bad, and it's the Broncos. We put up 70 against the Broncos, so it is what it is. But what do you think, Charlie?
I think it's funny how the blame will be pointed at everybody except Josh Allen. Oh, it's the OC. OC gotta go. Oh, it's this. It's that. It's not Josh Allen, though, with his 100 turnovers in 4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? It's probably more than that, but more seasons than that. But still, like, it's okay to say dog is a turnover machine. You know what I'm saying? And for a year now, I've been saying he glitches in 1-score games. Like, the man is gonna glitch. We just got to keep the game close. But the Dolphins couldn't keep the game close to have him glitch, and we lost. You know what I'm saying? So, you believe the Bills got up for us now, Kadeem?
You keep saying that. As I keep on saying, the Bills Miami in Buffalo isn't a game. The Bills win that. So it was in Miami. I don't think they got up for us because that's just what they do. Since then, they've been playing badly. If this was in Miami, or if this was a more evenly tied, head to head, I would say, yeah, they got up for us. Bill, until we haven't won there since 2016. I don't think in Buffalo they need to turn up to play us. They just have our number at the moment. Hopefully that changes.
Hey, how we feel about the hoodie tour? The tour hoodie.
I think it's great. I'm just saying. I think it's great.
Appreciate it.
let us know in the comments what you think as well. IMAX says, I want to know how Dorsey had 12 men on the field for defense when did Dorsey throw interceptions. I think there's always that element of, yeah, Ken Dorsey isn't telling Josh Allen to throw interceptions or anything like that, but it could just be a wider play calling thing. Sorry, 2 seconds. So yeah, but IMAX says Josh Allen is becoming a coach killer. I think down at the Chargers, they might move on might move on from Brandon Staley, and I think there's quite a few people saying he's probably not the problem. But he's a defensive coach. His defense is doing that well, so it is what it is. Hammer says, I'm going to win $500 because I bet at the beginning of the season that the Dolphins were going to win the AFC East.
Shout out to Hammer.
I'm pretty sure a few Dolphins fans are going to be rich off for that. Lee says, seeing more of the year 1 and 2, Allen. And then Orlando says, how do you fire the OC then promote the guy who's in charge of the QB? Strange things have happened. It's one of those. Listen, teams will always do strange things. But listen, I'm from the UK. It's a strange time of year for me because I'm not prepared for anything in the UK. Most UK people aren't. But I know if you're in the States or if you celebrate Thanksgiving, no matter where you are in the world, it's kind of a fun time of the year for you. And yeah, Thanksgiving is almost here. It's time to feast on football and stuff your pockets with my bookie. Guys, we're still here. My bookie, we're still here. The best part is you don't need to be a sports guru to win. You can cash in on everything from politics to your favorite TV shows and then some. Picture this. Not just watching games, but turning every second into a potential win. With my bookie, you can stream the games and live bet them and turn any game day into a payday. Ready to up your game? Sign up today and make your first deposit with promo code GOTIME for a sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code GOTIME to claim your bonus. This is no ordinary promo code. It's your secret weapon for an extra edge. And remember, good friends don't let friends win alone. So have your buddies use your referral link to become eligible. There we go. For an additional bonus on their first deposit. Bet anywhere, anytime, and on absolutely anything, only with my bookie. Guys, my bookie.
Shout out to my bookie.
I feel like there's that little pause. Also, we haven't done something for quite a while. So I'm like, do you know what? I want to do a giveaway. Not today, but on the Raiders preview show, I want to do a giveaway. So if you have commented on this video, you're entered for the giveaway. If you're a Patreon, you're automatically entered. And the giveaway is the Kansas City Miami Dolphins book, basically, from the Germany game. I bought it specifically to give away on the show. I don't read these, but I know not everyone can make it out to Germany. For some people, this might be, a collector's item, something that's, give it a read. Loads of stuff. This is the Chiefs page. So I jumped on the Chiefs page. Let's find some Dolphin stuff. All I'm seeing. Oh, no, what? It's actually a Chiefs home game, but there is some Dolphin stuff. Dan Marino.
Isn't that called a program? What do y'all call it? We call
it was a program. I couldn't think of the name. I glitched. That's why I called it a book. I was like, what is this called? A program. So the official Miami Dolphins Kansas City Chiefs program. I couldn't think of that book. Shout out to Color. Welcome.
What up, Color?
And then also, it's a bit tattered, as in it's a bit ripped in the corner. So I apologize. But it is the Kansas City Chiefs, Miami Dolphins team sheet from the game. So if anyone wants it, I'll be giving it away on the episode, the Raiders episode, preview episode, I should say. So all you've got to do is comment, be subscribed. And yeah, like I said, if you're part of the Patreon, you are already part of the giveaway. So there you go. Miami Dolphins, Kansas City Chiefs program. Shout out to Moya TV, says what's up. And shout out to Kyle. He says, "What's good, y'all? Fins up."
Shout out to all the patrons.
100%. So we haven't spoken since we had DJ Pyro on the episode. Was it Friday?
Shout out to DJ Pyro.
And we have quite a bit of Dolphins news. So where would you like to start with the Dolphins news, or should I just pick something at random?
And let's go. Just what do you call it? Just throw it out there.
So we'll start with 21st of November, Miami Dolphins Hard Knocks. That's the first episode. I was right. I said it's coming mid-season.
Bro. You said something on Twitter. I was like, what is he talking about? There was no debate about if it was coming out this season or not.
You said it's coming at the end of the season. I was like, no, it's coming in like week by week. No.
The debate, and this is why I want to do it on Twitter, because I like, yo, we might as well do it on the podcast, because maybe he's saying something and I can't translate what he's saying, right? So now we might as well talk it out. I said it's in season, but they'll release it not week to week. Like, they're not going to record 1 week and release it the next week like they do in the preseason. I said they're going to take a collective amount of weeks and release it in the season. Not just, oh, we recorded week 10, so now we're going to drop week 10. Shout out. I don't know where this thing keeps coming.
I don't know where that comes from either. It's always you. I don't know who is doing it. It's just always you.
But have you noticed? It's always when I make a point too. Like, I'll make a good point.
What is that? Listen, whoever's doing that, let me know how you're doing it, because I don't get it. I don't understand how they're doing it.
But it's always when I'm making a good point, bro. Like, it's always when I'm making a good point, bro. It's never when it's just random. It's always when I make a good point, bro.
You know what? Is it a Twitter thing? Is someone listening on Twitter?
Oh, it could be Twitter. Shout out to everybody who listens on Twitter. Like, we live stream, and we live stream on YouTube, but it is on Twitter as well. And another thing we're going to start doing is start live streaming from Instagram. So Twitter, if you have an accent like Kadeem Simmons and don't pronounce his T's, Twitter. But we're also going to live stream from Instagram. We should probably get that going pretty soon too. But yeah, man. So it could be a Twitter thing, but all I'm saying is it always happens when I make a point. That's all I'm saying. You put that on Twitter, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna argue with this guy via Twitter, because that's not what we said. That was not a debate.
Okay, so
shout out to your headphones, bro.
Thank you. Oh, I ordered your Christmas present today.
No.
Yeah, ordered it. So when it arrived, I think, yeah, 100%, yeah. So I think it will come to me, and I'll obviously send it across. But yeah, ordered that today.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, all good. The Dolphins made a signing this week on Monday. Is it Anthony Schwartz, the wide receiver?
Anthony Schwartz, Auburn, 3rd round pick from Auburn.
Now, I was convinced that we spoke about him the year he came out, because I remembered Tua posting a photo or putting an eyes emoji on a photo of Anthony Schwartz like running the 40-yard dash, and I was convinced this happened, but I can't find this photo. I asked 5-Yard Lee and I asked you if this happened. Am I misremembering something?
So I don't remember eyes on a post. I don't remember that, because that's an endorsement. That's a huge endorsement when you do something like that. Like, especially Tua, who's never on social media, to put the eye emoji on Anthony Schwartz 40-yard dash post. But what I do recall is Tua saying something about Anthony Schwartz running the 40. And if it wasn't about him running the 40, it was about him getting drafted. And he was like, and he said something about, oh, that's his boy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, congratulations or something. Like out of all people, you just shout out Anthony Schwartz. Like, what's the relationship there? So we don't have any answers on what the relationship is, how they know each other. You know, one with the Auburn, one with the Bama, but he's a Dolphin now, and he's fast. Surprise!
Really, really fast. So I'm gonna have to do some proper digging, and if anyone in the comments knows whether this actually happened, let me know. Because now I kind of feel like if Tua did speak about him, or if you remember Tua speaking about him, and I remember an Instagram post something like that, maybe this did happen. Maybe it was like we're just misremembering different stuff. But yeah.
How about this? Tua endorsed him via social media.
Yeah.
That was the gist of it.
Yeah. A few more things, but you have some comments as well. Carl says, "Hell yeah, finding some Dolphins headphones." Again, they say Coach K. They are dope. So thank you very much.
Hold on, listen one more time. Listen one more time. I like it.
Lee says Schwartz, former 18-year-old world sprint champion, ran at 10.07 meters. Robert Ashton says, "I'm late, but I'm here." Hi everyone. Hey Robert.
Better late than never.
100%. And this is a question more Charlie than me, but everyone else in the comments as well. IMAX says, season-long fantasy question. Someone is offering me Jalen Hurts, who now has a questionable tag, and Terry McLaurin, aka Scary Terry, for Garrett Wilson of the Paper Planes. Is that a good trade for me? So IMAX has Jalen Hurts, and the trade is Hurts and Scary Terry for Garrett Wilson.
So it always matters what your team looks like, right? It always matters what does your team look like. And just off of the names value, if you have Garrett Wilson, I don't think the Jets scored a touchdown. I think they just scored 3 touchdowns in like X amount of like 3 weeks, maybe, and they're all Breece Hall. So Garrett Wilson ain't really getting no touchdowns. And then you're dependent on Zach Wilson to get you the ball. So Garrett Wilson, I'm gonna be real with you. I tried to acquire Garrett Wilson knowing that his ceiling was gonna be like 15 points a week, but it will come in between 9 and 15 points a week. Like, I would have just been happy knowing by Mageddon, whenever there's a bye week, I'm gonna get my solid 9 to 15 points from Garrett Wilson. I would have been happy with that. But Jalen Hurts, bro, you got to keep Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a set it and forget it. Like, you start Jalen Hurts, and whatever you get, that's what you get. So depending on who's your quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got like a average quarterback, yeah, this is a good trade to take. This is a good trade to take regardless. I'm taking Jalen Hurts and Terry McLaurin. And if I already have a quarterback, then I'm going to move one of them and flip them, because Garrett Wilson is not going to give you over 15 points in any given week. And if he does, that's it for the rest of the season.
Cool. Thanks for that. And then this one's for you, Charlie, as well. Robert Ashton says he missed you in Frankfurt. Gutted. I think
all good, man. We'll be back.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where the time was quite short and the Louisiana just stopped letting people in. I definitely think next time we do this, we will probably have a dedicated, hey, Go Time Dolphins, I'm meeting people here, all that kind of stuff. Because it's like I flew in with 5 Yard Lee Saturday morning. Charlie arrived on Thursday, and then Saturday we challenged me. It was all over the place. So
to be fair, we didn't even know if you're gonna come or not. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and not only that, I was sick on half of the trip. You know what I'm saying? I had a cold, so probably not the best time to be shaking hands and kissing babies. But yeah, man. Next time we go across the pond, definitely gonna have a designated meet up with Go Time Dolphins. Probably take some pictures, share some pints. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all say. Have a pint.
Have a pint, yeah.
Yeah, have a pint.
So yeah, IMAX says his QBs aren't the best.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is a win. And from what I understand, you have Garrett Wilson, and you're gonna get Terry McLaurin and Jalen Hurts. Bruh, this is a no-brainer for me. Terry McLaurin ain't doing nothing either, but yo, this is a easy W, Holmes.
Cool. But yeah, and Anthony Schwartz. What do you make of the signing? Do you reckon we see him this season, or is he kind of like a stash for the future?
That's pretty wise of Kadeem. Like, are we just stashing him? Do we even see him this season? That's a good question, Kadeem. And it's not going to matter what the answer is, because ultimately you have him in the building. You get to see if you want to retain him for next year. It's always it's not just about now. It's always about we got a future to prepare for and build for, and who's going to be on this team beyond Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? So what is Robbie Chosen doing? Shout out to Robbie Chosen. Yes, it is Robbie
Chosen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Robbie Chosen. Hey, Robbie Chosen but anyway, shout out to Robbie Chosen. So right off the bat, I think Robbie Chosen would be on the bubble when I hear Anthony Schwartz, because I think they're the same kind of player. But nah, man, I actually like it. I like this. I don't know if we see him this year, but pick him up. You ever Dumb and Dumber? You know when they ride it on the street? Pick him up. Someone else on the ride. Pick him up. That's one of my favorite movies, Kadeem. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, man,
you know it. And then I guess not linked to Anthony Schwartz entirely, but possibly. The Dolphins activated Craycraft 400 off IR. That was today, and Devon Achan started the 21-day practice window. There's a chance he could play against the Raiders on Sunday. If that was to happen, if Achan does come off IR, which is likely, then the Dolphins will have 2 IR spots remaining, or to bring people off IR. And it's, I believe, still on IR are Chris Brooks, Isaiah Wynn, Eric Ezekama. Again, did the Dolphins pick up Anthony Schwartz because they don't think that Eric Ezekama is coming off IR? And do you think the Dolphins, of the 3 I just named, Eric Ezekama, Isaiah Wynn, and Chris Brooks, which 2 do you think gets activated? If we even activate 2, did it only activate 1 and try and keep a space in case anyone else goes down and they're needed later on in the season?
From what I understood, Isaiah Wynn, Mike McDaniel said it was going to take some time. Like, he was like, yo, it's going to take some time. That sounded like if he even comes back. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounded like. But the answer to your question, it would be Isaiah Wynn first and foremost. And then the Chris Brooks injuries, I thought that was a season-long injury. I didn't know he was even eligible. Like, he might be eligible to come back, but I thought he was done. So I don't know if Chris Brooks is coming back at all. We're pretty comfortable at running back, but we love to see it, bro. Like, the diversity, and the man gets touches, and yeah, man, we love to see it. And he said Eric Ezekama, again, another place that 2 years ago we couldn't say we had that. We couldn't say, we were still saying get targets for Tua. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's Eric Ezekama might have led the team in receptions 2 years ago. True story. You feel me? But just get healthy, bro. Well, I don't know if Anthony Schwartz is like directly connected to Eric Ezekama's availability, but I'm all right with it. Here's the thing. Devon Achan sounded like he was going to play Sunday. Like reports and rumors and the way the industry is talking, it sounded like, oh yeah, Achan's coming back this week. But we don't know if he's going to play this week or not. But if he plays, then, bro, why dress this man and play him if you're not gonna, bro? Bro, well, you know the Chris Rock segment we used to talk about, yo, you're not gonna do this just tonight. You're gonna do this every night, bro. Achan got like 8 touches for 150 yards rushing, bro. Like, and then 12 touches for like 120 and 4 touchdowns, bro. If he plays, we gotta see him. You know what I'm saying? I traded for Achan in both of my fantasy football leagues, which are very important to me. And if he's dressed with a jersey on, he's in my starting lineup. So I need to see the Achan that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? You know what's funny about Achan, Kadeem? The proper pronunciation to his name is A-Chain, but he prefers Achan. And Bijan Robinson, his proper pronunciation is reported Bijan, and he pronounces it Bijan. I don't know what's going on with names nowadays, bro, but it's crazy how that works.
Yeah. Robert Ashton says full win was likely done for the season. I think it's kind of sounding like it's trending towards he can be done for the season. And I did say around the trade window or the trade deadline, if the Dolphins, or I believed if the Dolphins thought that win was done for the season, they would bring in some help. Maybe they did know and just decided against it. Maybe they didn't know, but who knows? And then talking about Anthony Schwartz, Color says, I'm wondering if Tyreek just needs relief. Schwartz can pick up some slack or some game slack. When Tyreek is just gassed during the game, Schwartz is closer to his speed than Cedric. That's a possibility as well. I think Chase Claypool didn't practice on Monday or something like that. I can't remember where I saw it, but someone said, "Did Anthony Schwartz pick up have anything to do with Claypool not practicing?" But haven't seen anything or heard anything since then, so that'd be interesting to keep an eye out.
Here's the thing about what Color Commentary just said. Shout out to Color. I don't think it's about getting Tyreek Hill. What do you say? Rest, relief. What do you say? I want to use the word relief. Yeah, he said relief.
Yes,
yeah. Oh, he's gassed. And bro, listen.
He said both.
He said, does he need relief? Self-proclaimed 2,000-yard achiever doesn't need to be relieved. You know what I'm saying? Like, but your other point is when he's gassed, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, McDaniel could sit him, and now you could still stretch the offense with that type of speed and still open up Waddle underneath or in the middle or intermediate, however you want to say it, and you could still put leverage on the safeties with speed like Schwartz and Robbie Chosen and stuff like that to do some things with the offense, to put the defense in some odd situations. But yo, Tyreek Hill signed up for this when he said, "I'm trying to get 2,000 yards." So we're gonna see 60 snaps a game from Tyreek Hill. We're supposed to, but yeah, that was 2 good points right there.
Yeah, definitely. He also said rains are setting in down here for a few days. Achan might be a highly valued this week. And then also from now on, I want Color to be announced Cool Yay. So cool Yay commentary. I just remember that one. Shout out to Cool Yay commentary.
Oh,
do you know what? Shout out to Lee. Lee says Chosen will be cut for Achan. That's the thing as well. So when activating Craycraft 400, the Dolphins cut Kelvin Johnson, is it? Kelvin Joseph. And that was also the person they got in the trade for Noah Ivanogany. So that's kind of like that's done now. So it'll be interesting to see who the Dolphins do cut for Achan. But you could be looking at one of the receivers, Claypool, Robbie Chosen. I say more likely Chosen, given that Claypool.
And I think we released him earlier too, and he came back to the practice squad. So maybe they're thinking he'll make it back again.
Yeah. And then Color said, "You know that, Charlie, exactly what I meant." So yeah, it's options. It's definitely options. And listen, we're now at the business, or we're entering the business end of the season. And just having a bit of extra relief, a bit of extra depth, it can't hurt you. It really can't hurt you. So, sorry, we shall see what the Dolphins do decide to do with Anthony Schwartz and obviously with Devon Achan as well. Gassy. So about that.
I see your sweater too, Kadeem.
This is new. This arrived today.
I ain't gonna lie. We match right now, bro. We here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You see the symmetry going on? I like what's going on, bro.
I think the only thing is I was gonna wear a black hat, but I wanted the hat to match with the thing.
Nah,
if I
you
wore a
in
black
there,
hat,
bro.
yeah, this is
Nah, you nailed it, bro. Nailed it.
This is new. I quite like it.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I taught you well.
No, think you told me, but you know, we will.
Hey, do you remember the Kyrie Irving interview, like at post game or practice or something, when a reporter said parental guidance when he was talking about LeBron James to Kyrie Irving, and he said, "Hold on, parental what?" Like, he like, parental, like, yo, I only got one dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then he said my dad's name. That's what the kind of look that you put on, like, yo, you didn't teach me nothing, bro. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but you didn't teach me nothing.
And shout out to Robert Ashton, says Kadeem needs some of your lighting cue, Charlie. I do. Listen, when I get to a new place, definitely like your Charlie. Whatever lighting setup you've got, I need that in my life, because
I ain't even gonna lie, it's fairly simple too, bro. It's super simple. And I'm actually gonna try to elevate and do a little bit more, but hopefully get some things going. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Do you know what? Like, one thing I do want to kind of do on Go Time Dolphins is like a little video series about how to like set up a podcast and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. Because when people want to start a podcast, they're like, well, how do you do it? And you go on YouTube and you tend to go to people who have essentially the resources that, you know, I don't have, or they might not have to have a podcast, you know, and they're like, oh, buy this light for $1,000 and this, like, you don't need all of that.
Yeah,
you can do it. You know, this is off Amazon, but this light is
straight up
nothing special. So
you show your light again, and I'll show you mine. Go ahead, show your light. So yeah, that was probably like less than $20, huh?
Yeah, I've got two either side. So yeah.
So I got, so that light that Kadeem has is similar to mine, and it's probably gonna be pretty bright for the camera, but it's like, you can see I'll do it this way. And you can hold it down here. Yeah.
Ooh, spooky.
But yeah, so this is this light here. And that was super cheap. I don't think we got it from Amazon, but I use it for music videos, for like certain little things. And I got two of those. I just can't find the other one, but I only got one working right now. When I say working, meaning active. They both work. I only got one active right now because I don't want to do too much front lighting. And, you know, I guess we're getting too far into it on what the Kadeem was saying, but you don't want to do too much front lighting, because then it'll take away from the back lighting, and then you can see two different colors going on in the back. But that's for a whole nother. We'll do that episode Kadeem was talking about.
Robert Ashton says, "Podcast for idiots" by Kadeem. He had to go there.
Podcast for idiots. Woo.
Right. I have something I want to talk about in bonus time. So is anything else you want to get to this? I think that's all the Dolphins news that I can think of. With Achan.
We'll get into bonus time. I do want to say something on this side of on this side of the podcast though. Y'all know I love Jaren Hall. Jaren Hall was my sleeper pick. Me and Kadeem went back and forth about should we take a backup quarterback. Jaren Hall got a concussion, hit the back of his head on the turf, and, you know, hitting the back of your head on the turf. As Dolphin fans, we seen what can happen. Then the Colts are familiar with it now too. I would say the 49ers seen it with Brock Purdy. Humans are not supposed to hit the back of their head on anything. That being said, Jaren Hall accounted for 87 yards. 87 yards of the Vikings' first drive. Had 11 rushing yards and 76 passing yards. Went like 5 for 7, I want to say. Something like that. And almost scored a touchdown. So when I was going to bat for Tua, and everybody was like, oh, he's not it, and he's too small, and he's not going to be durable, and he, wins, losses, all the good stuff. Look at the team, right? It's the same way I'm going to go to bat for Jaren Hall. Like, yo, this dude is a dude. Just so turns out Josh Dobbs don't want to retire, and he's going to be the journeyman of the year. You know what I'm saying? And he's just balling. So now I don't know if Jaren Hall's going to get another opportunity, but I cannot wait till Jaren Hall gets to prove himself once again. Because if he would have scored a touchdown on that first drive and he ended up 2 yards short, should have had 89 yards, accounted for 89 yards instead of 87, this would be a whole different conversation. So shout out to Jaren Hall. Last but not least, and I forgot this on the last podcast because we went to Germany. But I seen Tyreek Hill, and I got my hat signed by the Cheetah. And I ain't gonna lie, Kadeem, I didn't have anything to sign, bro. I like, dang, what is he gonna sign? You feel me? Like, I just want him on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, can you come on the podcast? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. I just want to know if you could come on the podcast for the homies, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then I was wearing this hat. For all the audio listeners, I'm showing the hat right now. It's a aqua Dolphins hat, all aqua brim, aqua hat, aqua underneath. Oh, I guess it's gray underneath. My bad. So yeah, man. So I didn't want him to sign my hat, bro, because the last aqua hat I had, I gave it to the Uber driver in London, and I'm like, yo, I need my aqua dolphin hats. You know what I'm saying? And now my only other aqua dolphin hat was signed by Tyreek Hill, so now I can't wear this anymore. I guess that's first world problems. My bad for complaining. But I figured out I guess I should get Waddle's signature on the other side. And now 100%. we working with something. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. The goal is to get Waddle's signature on the other side of this hat, and we'll see what happens with the hat. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Cheetah for signing my hat, man. That's all I got, man. You got anything else before we go on the bonus time?
Make sure you share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also give us a follow on TikTok, Instagram, X, and then if you're feeling generous, go head over to patreon.com/GoTimeDolphins, where at the very, very, very least, you'll be automatically entered into the Miami Dolphins Kansas City Chief program, not book, program, on the next episode.
Shout out to all the patrons. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to everybody rocking with us on all platforms. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
I ain't gonna lie, Kadeem. My bad. I'm kind of sour. I was not ready for that Tyreek Hill signature. Because a jersey would have went a long way.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Getting a jersey signed by Tyreek Hill, you could put that in a frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more presentable and plausible. But a hat, like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know what I'm saying? I can put it in a glass case.
Yeah.
I got to get the Waddle signature. We got to get the Waddle and then put it in like a trophy glass case thing.
Definitely. So Robert Ashton says, that's nice, Charlie, talking about you getting the Waddle to the Cheetah signature. He says he met Matt Moore and TD Finn at Louisiana. That was the bars in Germany. For those who don't know, and he met the DJ you had on the last show, the DJ Pyro. Give him a follow on all socials. The real DJ Pyro, dope guy, German, amazing DJ. Like, cannot make that any clearer. Amazing DJ. Orlando Marvin says thanks, guys, and then Carl says 100.
Bro, we might have to have a GTD event, bro, and then have Pyro be our DJ. Like, he might have to be the official Go Time Dolphins DJ, bro.
I think it's official. You know, we haven't asked him yet. I think it's official. I just don't see any other way how we can get around that. Like, it needs to be done. That'd be dope.
I like
Charlie, you're not a gamer, are you?
Once upon a time, I used to be a gamer, bro. And back when I was a gamer, I'm like, yo, I wish there was a way that I could spank everybody all around the world. You know what I'm saying? But when I was younger, they didn't have, and the internet wasn't what it is today. You know what I'm saying? Actually, when I was younger, they didn't even have the internet. You know what I'm saying? But
you're showing your age. Like, did they even have electricity at this point? Like, what did they have, Charlie? What did they have?
All right. So listen. So now, man. But I remember, PS1. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm nice on the college football. You know what I'm saying? And I used to play with the Hurricanes. Edrin James was unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. So I used to be a gamer. I used to play a whole bunch of different games too, not just football games. And I really wish, because I would have been making money back then. Like, you see how these boys is making money on games now? That would have been me a long time ago. Kadeem, bro, like, this would be a whole different podcast. We'd be talking about, we might have to have a gaming podcast if I was getting paid for gaming back then.
It's funny how those things happen.
But you might have seen me and be like, "Oh, you're that gamer from Miami." I'd be like, "Yeah, mate. How you doing?"
And then I would have beat you. Robert Ashton says, "Do you remember dial-up internet and internet cafes?" 100% remember dial-up internet, the most annoying thing in the whole entire world. Really annoying sound as well. And then Carl says, "Yeah, Jarvin, stop. And then Carl says, college football was fun. Remember NFL Blitz?
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I played it a few times. This was before my NFL fandom. The reason I asked if you're a gamer, because I remember you saying you used to play Madden with your brothers, but kind of like you didn't actually like play. You kind of like BGMs and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I recently, thanks to the guys over at Wolverine Studio, started playing a game called Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2024, and it's basically a NFL management game. And the way it works is that you're the GM / head coach. You can make trades, sign plays, all that kind of stuff, and then you can play the game. And when I say play the game, you can call the plays and then watch them. They kind of got like a 2D engine, so you can call the play and then the play gets done on the field. You kind of don't control any players or any of that kind of stuff. So shout out to those guys for letting me play the game. You can pick it up. You can get the demo for free. Don't pay any money for anyone who's interested. It doesn't work on Macs. It is Windows only, but there is a way to get Windows running on a Mac, and that's what I've been doing to play the game. There will be a full review coming out in the near future. But yeah, interesting game, really fun. I played the first preseason game with the Miami Dolphins, and I won 35-14. Tua balled out, Mike White balled out. I'm just saying I'm taking the team to the Super Bowl, is what it is. But yeah, the game is called Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2024, made by Wolverine Studio, and you can go get the demo over on their website. So yeah, fun.
And being funny, he took out Tua because the lead was so big that he put in Mike White.
Preseason game.
Way to go, Coach K.
No, literally, it was preseason, and the backups were coming in anyway, so I had no say in it. But yeah, Robert Ashton says GM and head coach, maybe Belichick could practice. to you before we leave. Do you reckon Belichick makes it to the end of the season, or do you think the Patriots fire him?
Bella, he's going to be the coach next year in New England.
You think so?
I think so.
So he did sign an extension like before the season started, and no one knew. So it'll be interesting if they do decide to move on. Is it Jared Mayo, the former linebacker, who is really highly regarded in coaching circles? And there's people saying that the Patriots might move on from Belichick to bring in Mayo to stop him going anywhere else. But it's also a case of how much, and it's go time Dolphins, but it's an interesting conversation.
It's AFC East. It's AFC East. It's relevant.
Yeah. Also, very, very quickly before we could continue that, the Dolphins, the Patriots cut Jack Jones, and the Raiders picked him up. And people are saying that Jack Jones is going to get torched by Tua 3 times in one season. And yeah. But yeah. It's interesting seeing or wondering how much credit Belichick has in the bank over at New England, and whether Robert Kraft does stick by him and say, "Do you know what? I've got enough rings, I've got enough trophies. When you're ready to leave, is what it is." Or whether he's like, "I want more, and I'm not going to stick around." Like you did what you did, and we're thankful for that, but you want the same.
Listen, man. Cheaters are prospering in New England. You know how they say cheaters never prosper? That's a lie, because they prospered in New England. So it's hard for me to like speak as if he didn't cheat, because if a head coach brings you 6 championships, he can leave whenever he wants. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, bruh, nah, I don't really have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's odd how they didn't even get an asterisk on cheating in the Super Bowl. Like, y'all cheated, y'all recorded the practices, you were found guilty of it, and the NFL didn't do nothing but take a draft pick. Like that's all it is draft pick. So now everybody should be inclined to bend the rules if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what would ever constitute, hey, we're taking this trophy away? Y'all cheated too bad. If it's not recording the other team's practice before the Super Bowl. That's wild to me. So yeah, my opinion on that is a little different, because I don't think he should I think he should have lost. I think around that same time, a college lost games, or a coach in college lost games. Like, oh, he had like 700 wins, but now he only has like 620. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some wins vacated. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like that Super Bowl and some wins should have been vacated. So, I'm Team Shula anyway. So I think I don't care. Like, let him stay in New England and win 5 games a season, and let's see how long he coaches, because he's only coaching now to pass Shula.
Yeah, definitely. Robert Ashton says maybe they would give him another season to groom his replacement. And Carl says the goal of every owner is to win the Super Bowl every year if possible. I don't know if Kraft would just let Belichick's career ride the wheel. And that's the thing as well, is that I also think Belichick will be like, you know what? I need to leave. Like, I can't be doing this. I'd rather go elsewhere if he decides to continue. But yeah, I just find it interesting. The Dolphins, like, for me, keep him. Let us beat on the Patriots the way they beat on us, and Belichick can get all these L's. I could not care less. But
and continue to start your boy Kadeem and Shirai Steve's boy McCorkle Jones. Like, let him keep everything intact. That's your boy. That's your boy, right, Kadeem?
I had an opinion a couple of years ago, and it was also shared by a few people. And literally, all I said was that same with 5-yard Lee. I'm not saying how you never got a 5-yard Lee. I don't know if because you like him more than me. It is what it is. But both me and 5-yard Lee was like, hey, McCorkle Jones under this Patriot system and Bill Belichick, could be dangerous.
I don't remember that part.
You don't remember that part?
No, I remember you and Sherrod, Steve.
Okay, maybe it was it. I thought it was 5 Ali as well.
Shout out to 5 Ali though. That's my dog. It is my dog.
Yeah, I'm
just
saying,
saying,
yeah.
I just don't remember that part.
That's cool. No. I have another question for another time. But yeah, again, thanks for everyone who tuned in, all the comments. Robert says, Kadeem, you know Charlie's a receipt holder. Listen, there's receipts on Charlie as well. I'm just saying, but I don't always have to bring
What
them
receipts? Like, hey, yo, holla at me. Like, what receipt we got?
I'm saying next episode, because I need to go to my bed, I will bring up some of the receipts, and they'll be like, but, and it's cool. It is what it is. I'm just saying, yeah, it's cool. But thanks for joining. We shall all see you on the next one. And if you commented on this video, you are automatically entered into the Chiefs Patriots program, as well as all our patrons. Shout out to Charlie with the Tyreek Hill signed hat. And we shall see you on the next one. Peace.